show them that you care and you love about all of them. And what I have to do, I have to pray a lot. And so if you're sitting there listening to somebody that's got a grandparent that they're trying to have committed and they really don't want to, but they have to, you've got to show compassion to those families, members, in doing so. But the bottom line is you have to do it, not only for their welfare, but the families, but that person's welfare. So yes, you have to.
In doing this, I'm the same way. I mean, you'll have to be fair. You'll have to listen to both sides. You will have to take everything into consideration, looking at it, and making sure the decision you make is right. And like Maydeen said, if you have to come back to it at a later date, you just need to make sure that you're following the guidelines that are set before you.
As I've said, you have to take it's been said, you have to take in consideration all aspects of it. Whether it be, fair. You have to be fair with it all. I've been in law enforcement for quite a while, and I've definitely took part in those decisions time and time again. It's not something that comes easy sometimes, but you do have to pray about it. You do have to take into consideration all the evidence, and you have to put in consideration what the law is. And yes, I'm willing and able to do that.
I agree. You do have to follow the letter of the law. I think justice and fairness are just under that, because you have to uphold the law first and foremostly. Working in many competency hearings, as my background is working with families and people in mental health and substance abuse, as well as children who have been adopted or need to be. I have experience working in both of those matters. I've always been impartial, and I can continue to do so.
Well, they're all right. We do have to be fair, and yes, I can be. I've done it for 25 years. You look at the facts, and you deal with what's in front of you based on those facts, with fairness to every party involved. You can't take sides. You have to cut it right down the middle. Like I said, look at the facts and be fair to everyone involved and do what's best for each situation.
Thank you, candidates. Our final question. Today we see federal judges imposing their own views, but declaring the vote of the people to be null and unconstitutional. The same with district attorneys and attorney generals refusing to uphold the laws of their states because it conflicts with their personal view. The question is, if elected, would you uphold the laws of North Carolina and Rutherford County regardless of your personal opinion or lobbying group or political affiliation?
Yes. Over the years, trust me, and living with my husband, you learn you're not always right. Yes, that's part of the job. I mean, that's just a common sense answer. You have to uphold and do what's right all the time, regardless if it's at work or in your everyday life.
100%. I think right is right and wrong is wrong. And it's not always about our personal opinion or how we think or feel about it. The law is written. It's already been interpreted many, many times. So I don't think any of us are trying to set a new precedent. And yes, I would follow it to the T.
The Constitution was put in place by our forefathers, and it's been working for a long time. That's how our country is run. Yes, I would uphold the law.
I would also uphold the law, as I have in my 22 years of experience and with my 10 years at the Clerk of Court's office, impartial and always doing what's right by the general statute. Absolutely uphold the law.
The way I understood the question was that would we uphold the laws in the state of North Carolina? Yes. There are some different ones in the federal government that have seek their own law. But to be quite honest with you, when it comes down to that, I'd probably be one of the ones that want to organize to get somebody impeached, because there's a lot of things that they're setting little edicts down and different things. That's not in our Constitution. Don't know how they're getting away with it, but they are. But we've got to start doing some of that stuff ourselves and quit letting stuff like it get by us. But as far as upholding the laws of North Carolina, yes. And that's what we've got in North Carolina Constitution. I also would uphold the laws of North Carolina. I might not always agree with them. When you compare them to federal laws, there's a lot of difference sometimes, but I'm from North Carolina, I work for North Carolina, and that's the law I'd uphold, even though some of them I might not agree with on the federal side, I'd be with North Carolina. Thank you.
At an early age, my parents instilled in me the importance of upholding the law, and that's something I've stood by my entire life. I've been a member of the same church since I was 7 years old, and the clerk of court takes an oath to uphold that law. And I was taught through my Sunday school teachers when I was in the primaries and juniors that you don't take an oath unless you stand by it. The oath of the clerk of court takes an oath and puts their hand on the Bible and swears that they will not break that oath and that they will uphold the laws of North Carolina. And that's what I would intend to do as your next clerk of court.
Yes, I will. I served under 4 different commanders-in-chief. No, I did not agree with each and every one of them. I did not agree with each and every one of their policy. But I ensured that the men and women under my command, we followed it. We did exactly what we had to do. Thank you.
Yes, I would absolutely follow the laws of the state of North Carolina. And as Maydeen said, we take an oath. Every time we go in office, every time our clerk changes, we have to renew that oath. And I know it by heart, because I have to say it all day long with the people that are in my office. And it says that you will uphold the laws of the Constitution of the United States and the laws of North Carolina. Not inconsistent therewith, you'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, conscious of the powers and authorities which are may be established for the government thereof. You'll endeavor to support, maintain, defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States. So we put our hand on the Bible and we swear to do that, and that should be no problem for us at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it looks like we wound up right on the time to stop, so we won't take any comments from the audience or any questions. But how about giving them a round of applause? All right, if y'all have a seat, then I'll call the candidates for commissioner to come up.